its key players reveals the inner workings of an organization tellingly known to many as the Blood Alliance. Inside the Sinaloa cartel, part 2 of a 2-part investigation. People and Power on Al Jazeera.
This is Al Jazeera.
Hello, I'm Marlene Saeed. This is the News Hour live from Doha, coming up in the next 60 minutes. Israelis head to the polls as Prime Minister Netanyahu hopes a successful vaccine rollout will win him another term, despite corruption cases against him. Myanmar's military accused deposed civilian leader Aung San Suu Kyi of corruption and accepting bribes like cash and gold. More fallout for AstraZeneca. A US regulator says data from a US vaccine trial showing the effectiveness of the vaccine may be outdated and incomplete. Plus,
I'm Nicola Gage in eastern Australia, which is being hit by some of the worst floods in decades.
And in sport, we're just a day away from the start of European qualifications for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. We'll be looking at how the coronavirus pandemic has been impacting the preparations of the teams.
it's being seen as a referendum for Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Voters are heading to the polls for the 4th time in 2 years to decide who they want to lead the country. The question now is whether Netanyahu will be able to secure a majority in parliament or be at the mercy of a coalition that could lead to more political instability. In a moment, we'll be going to our correspondent, Harry Fawcett, in West Jerusalem. But first, let's take a look at the main candidates. Netanyahu is head of the Likud party, but he's also on trial for corruption. He is hoping that his efforts to get people vaccinated quickly against COVID-19 and the normalisation of ties with some Arab countries will keep him in the lead. His former chief of staff, Naftali Bennett, and head of the right-wing Yamina party has criticised the Prime Minister's handling of the pandemic, but he hasn't ruled out joining a Likud-led government after the election. Another right-wing challenger is Gideon Saar. He's leader of the New Hope Party, which supports settlement construction in the occupied West Bank and opposes the Iran nuclear deal. His political agenda is similar to Netanyahu's, but he's not interested in a coalition partnership. Finally, there's TV host turned politician Yair Lapid. He heads the opposition's centrist Yesh Atid party. He is considered one of the strongest candidates and was once a coalition partner in Netanyahu's led government back in 2013. Let's go over to Harry Fawcett now. Harry, with worries over COVID and the fact that this is now the 4th election in just 2 years, how motivated are people to actually come out and vote?